Count by ones to 120. This is lesson 6.1. Count by ones to 120, that means we're going to count more than 100. So let me show you this very quickly. 120. These are our place values. This one here is the ones place, this is the tens place, and this is the hundreds place. When we see 120, it means we have 100, 2 tens, and 0 ones. And that's what we're going to be working on in this chapter. So counting patterns can help us count to 120. When we see 10, it means we have 1 10 and 0 ones. When we see 11, it means we have 1 10 and 1 1. When we see 12, it means we have 1 10 and 2 ones. 13 is 1 10 and 3 ones. 14 is 1 10 and 4 ones. So the number in the ones place is going up by 1 more. Do you see that? It went from 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And these are all in the ones place, and the tens place stayed as a 1, didn't it? So then we had 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. When we have 9 ones, the tens place goes up by 1 and it becomes a 2, and the ones place goes to a 0. And we can see the patterns on a 100 chart. All the numbers have 1 in this ones place. These numbers count 1, and it counts forward all the way to 100. And if we look down this column, all the numbers have a 1 in the ones place, don't they? And look at this one under the 2. They all have a 2 in the ones place. These all have a 3 in the ones place. These all have a 4 in the ones place. See how it's doing that? And by the time we get over to here, they all have a 9 in the ones place. And now, when this one becomes 10, all of these in this column have a 0 in the ones place, just like the 10 does. See that? Going all the way down. So can you see the pattern? All the numbers here have a 1 in the tens place until it gets to the 20. All of these have a 2 in the tens place until it gets to 30. All of these have 3 in the tens place until it gets to 40. See the pattern? So after we get to 9, we get to 10 when we count forward. And after 19, it turns into 20. And after 29, it turns to 30. See the pattern? After 39, it goes to 40. Count forward means count on to the next bigger number. And we can count forward and write the numbers. So do you know what number comes after 20? We can look on our 100 chart here. We see 20. And if we go to the next row, we see 21. So the very next number after 20 would be 21 when we count forward. Do you know the other numbers counting forward? 20, 21. Do you know what number would go in the tens place? We have a 2 in the tens place, a 2 in the tens place. And if we look on the hundreds chart, after 21 comes 22. So all the numbers have a 2 in the tens place, don't they, so far? And look what the ones place is doing. 0, 1, 2. So do you know what would go here? You could use the 100 chart, or you could use the pattern. It's going to start with a 2, because we're in the 20s. And if the ones place went 0, 1, 2, the next one would be a 3, wouldn't it? And do you know what the next one would be? 20, 21, 22, 23. We'd have a 2 in the tens place. And the ones place would be the one counting forward from 3, it would be a 4. We can try it again from 18. Do you know what number comes after 18? 18, 19, and what comes after 19? We can use the 100 chart if we need help. After 19 comes 20. We can use the 100 chart to help us count forward. We could also use our previous problem. We did that. We went from 20, and the next number was 21. And the next number is 22. Sometimes the problem we just finished can help us do the next one. Let's try it again. We want to count forward from 34. We have a 3 in the tens place, and the ones place is going to go up by 1, so it's going to be 35. The next number is going to have a 3 in the tens place, and the ones place is going to go up by 1, so we're going to have 36. The next number would be 37. It went up by 1, didn't it? And the next one would be 38, wouldn't it? Let's try it again. We've got 47. Our tens place is going to be a 4, and the ones place is going to go up by 1, so we're going to have 48. Now, we're going to have a 4 in the tens place. The ones place is going to go up by 1, so we're going to have 49. And remember, when the ones place gets to 9, it becomes a 0, and the tens place goes up by 1. So now we have 50. And now we're going to start with the ones place, 0 and then 1. So that means we have 51. Because now the tens are a 5, and we're going up by 1 until we get to the 9 again and change again. Let's try another one. Here's 86. We're going to have 8 in the tens place, and the ones place is going to go up 1 bigger, so it's going to be an 87. We're going to do it again, 8 in the tens place. Ones place is going to go up by 1, so we're going to have 88. We're going to do it again. We have 8 in the tens place. The ones place is going to go up by 1, so it's going to be a 9. And now that the ones place is a 9, the next one, the ones place will be a 0, and the tens will go up 1. So now we have 90. We have 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. Let's try some more. We have 98. We're going to have 9 tens, and the ones are going to go up by 1, so we're going to have 99. But now what happens? We have 9 in the ones place, so we know it's got to be a 0, but then that means this 9 has to go up by 1. Well, if this 9 goes up by 1, it's going to be a 10, and that's how we get to 100. When we look at our 100 chart, it goes from 99 to 100. Then we go to 101, 102, 103, see? So after 100, we're going to have a 1 in the ones place again. So we're going to have 101. And now we're going to have a 2, because we're going to go up by 1. 102. Now when we get to 107, that's going to go up by 1. So we're going to have 108. That's going to go up by 1, so we're going to have 109. And now there's a 9 in the ones place. It has to turn into a 0 for the next number counting on. And that's going to make this one 1 bigger. So now we have 110. See what happened? This 9, the very next number counting forward, is going to make it a 0. And this one is going to become 1 more. So now the 0 became a 1, and then the 100 came for the ride. And now the next number larger would be a 1, and we would move these over. So we have 111. We have 107, 108, 109, 110, 111. We can use the counting chart to help. We can write numbers counting forward or backward. So here we have some blank lines and some unknown numbers, and then it ends with a 20. So we need to find the numbers that are before the 20. We can use the 100 chart. We find the 20. Here it is. And the number right before it is a 19. So that would be counting back. The number that's right in front of the 19 is an 18. And if you look at the pattern, you see that the number in the ones place is getting smaller, and the tens are staying as a 1. So we went 9, 8, so this one would be a 7, this one would be a 6, and it would have the 1 in front of it. So our sequence of numbers, that means the numbers that we have in a listed order sequence, would be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's try it with 35. We can use our 100 chart to find the number 35. Here it is. The number in front of it is 34. See? 1 less than 5 is a 4, isn't it? So we went from 35 to 34. And if the ones place is going to get 1 smaller, then it's going to be a 33. And if it's going to get 1 smaller again, it's going to be a 32. And if it gets 1 smaller again, it'll be a 31. And we have 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Now here we have 100, and the number that comes right in front of the 100, we look at our 100 chart, we find the 100, here it is. The number right in front of it is a 99. So we could put the 99 here, and we'll just keep counting back. The ones place is going to go down by 1, so that 9 is going to be an 8. So now we have 98. The ones place is going to go down by 1 again, so it's going to be a 7. So we have 97. It's going to go down by 1 again, so we're going to have a 6. So we have 96. We have 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Let's try it with 112. Do you know what number comes before 112? What number comes before 12? When we count, we say 10, 11, 12. So 11 comes before 12, so 111 comes before 112. What comes before 11? If you said 10, you're right. So the number that comes before 111 will be 110. And can you see how the ones place went down by 1? It went from a 2 to a 1 to a 0. Now, what number comes before a 10? If you said 9, you're right. So now we have a 9 in the ones place. We have no 10s because we had 110, but now it went down by 1 to a 0, and we still have our 100. So we have 109, 110, 111, 112. So what number comes here, do you know? It's going to be 1 less in the ones place than a 9. If you said 108, you're right. So we have 108, 109, 110, 111, 112. Now here we've got some with some of the numbers and some of the numbers missing. Do you know what number comes after 48? It's going to be 1 more in the ones place. It's going to be 49. And now that there's a 9 in the ones place, we're going to put a 0, and the tens are going to go up by 1. We have 50. 48, 49, 50. 51. Do you know what goes there? See the ones place going up? 0, 1. This would be a 2. So we'd have 52. And we can check it on our 100 chart. After 51 is 52. Before 51 is 50 and 49 and 48. See? How about this one? Do you know what number comes before 72? 73? It would be the 72, right? Because the 2 is 1 less than that 3. and the 10s stay the same. What would come here? 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. What about here? We have 116 and an unknown number, and then 118, 119, and an unknown number. You could actually do this by pretending the 100 isn't there. What comes after 16? 17. So this would be 117, 118, 119. What number comes after 19? 20. So this would be 120. See? We have another problem. It says, there is an unknown number in the sequence counting forward. The number is greater than 34 and it's less than 36. What is the unknown number? So what we can do to help us is we can draw the lines for the numbers. It says it's greater than 34. That means it's bigger than 34. So we have 34 here. And it says the number is less than 36. So it's got to be smaller than 36. Do you know what number would come in between a 34 and a 36? We look at the ones place. It goes 4, and then the missing number, and then 6. If you said 35, you're right. That is the missing number. It's greater than a 34 and it's less than a 36. It comes right in between them. See? We can use a counting chart. We can draw and write numbers to solve this problem. There are 97 cookies in this box. Draw more cookies so there are 102 cookies in the box. So there's 97 in here now. Let's draw cookies and count on. So we have 97, 98, 99, 100. We need to go to 102. 101, 102. How many cookies did we draw? We had to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means 97 plus 5 is equal to 102. Because we added these 5 that we drew. We went 97 in the box, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102. We can check our math by adding the 97 and the 5 more to see if we get to 102. Let's try this one. The box has 48 cookies. How many more cookies do we need to add to the box to have 54 cookies? So if there's 48 in there, let's draw cookies and count on. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. So we drew 6 cookies. That means 48 cookies in the box plus 6 more cookies would be 54 cookies. So how many cookies did we need? We needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we look at the 100 chart, it said there were 48 cookies in the box. If we find the 48, we could count on to the 54. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that was 6 hops to get to the 54. And that's what we got. We got 6 cookies. Okay? Our very next lesson is going to be count by tens to 120. That's lesson 6.2. And this is in the second volume of the first grade math book. If you ordered it in 2 volumes, like I did, then this chapter is in the second book, okay? There was so much information, they put it into 2 books. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.